putting mandatory measures can only help if people have credibility or they believe in that it's a credible process. So how that can work, I think we have to start with something which is inclusive. So we advising the government of the producing countries to set up a sort of multi-stakeholder framework where they discuss the issue of price, starting by first setting the production costs. Starting from there, say, okay, this is the minimum we need to pay to the farmers to produce. That's what, to get something back from what they have done in their efforts. But also top it up with something which enables them to reinvest in the farm, and then also, of course, to get some livelihoods for their family. Then we come to what we call the living income. And based on that, I mean, we have fact, we have figures which have been set by researchers, by surveys, and so we can build something which is accepted by everyone. But we need this inclusive part of it. If you don't have it, it's something we can be imposed by the government, but then you have limited success for it to be accepted and to implement. But then you have to regulate, to put it in the law, something which can now have to be imposed on producer, because all of them have participated in the process. They have seen how it is built, and then based on that, the government can say, okay, of course, importing countries can impose the condition on which or under which products are imported to their countries. But as exporting countries, you have all the rights to also impose conditions under which you can export your countries and under which people have to buy from your farmers. So that's the process, and we think it's something we can work. Of course, we have, even here in Europe, France have tried with Egalim, even though it's not really is a big success. But to say that it has nothing to do with liberalism or being from something which is managed regime or not, is something which is part of the government's responsibility to ensure that all actors in the countries have the fair remuneration for their efforts. It's quite a tricky issue. It's true that everyone have witnessed on the cocoa market the price spikes in the last weeks or months. But it comes back to what we have in terms of managed system against liberalized system. Even in the liberalized system, very few countries have actually get the actual price on the market paid to the farmers. But in situations for Cote d'Ivoire, like Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, they sell on the future market, so the price are determined in front, beforehand. But we have witnessed that this year, the price which have been proposed and which have been implemented for the new campaign or the new season is actually 100% compared to last year, but there have been increased mid-season, so compared to that, a 50% of increase. And we will look at some study done recently by Swissco, the Swiss platform for sustainable cocoa. They are setting the living income at the level which corresponds to the level which Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana have set now. So we can say we are now there. Of course, it's the system, the mechanism, which is a stabilized system. Nobody was questioning the system when the price on the international market was very low, and then Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana were still paying quite relatively high compared to the other markets, to the farmers. The issue is how you communicate about it. I think we are still again advising Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, Cocoa Board and CCC on the other side that please communicate transparently on what you are doing with the money which you are not paying to the farmers. Unless that is done, of course people are saying, but you're keeping the money, you're not paying to the farmers, but they are in charge of some public policies. They are stepping in for the state or for the government in many areas, building roads, doing some community development actions, but they are not mentioning it, and they cannot put that on the table. Unless they do that, the question will still be there. So we are quite confident that now the price which have been set this year corresponds to somehow the minimum living income level, but we again advising them, please look into the market trends and maybe at mid-season increase again. Of course, we are in the year which the living income differential have been established in 2019 correspond to the year preceding the election in both Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana. This year is election year in Ghana, next year election year in Cote d'Ivoire. So unfortunately, price will certainly go up, but we are advising them to say, if you can do it and get, most importantly, multinational to pay it, they have to pay it in the election year because they have no choice, but put in place the mechanism which again will impose on them to pay it even if there's no election. And then we're coming back again to what we discussed earlier in terms of the price mechanism, to get something in place with a mechanism which is mandatory, compulsory for all buyers to pay. If that is set, which is transparent, we are quite confident that it's something we can really work for the benefits of farmers and for the whole society.